Tonight we have a distinguished guest, Joe Forte, one of the most well-known and renowned basketball officials with his accomplishments. He was the winner of the first inaugural 1988 Naismith Award for the NCAA Official of the Year. He also officiated the 1988 Olympic gold medal game in Seoul, Korea. He is the only official to officiate a high school state championship game in Virginia, NCAA championship game, NBA finals game, NBA all-star game, and the gold medal game. In addition, earlier today when I was speaking with Joe, I learned that he officiated an ACC women's final. So without further ado, Joe Forte.
Thank you, Donnie, and thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure and a great opportunity to talk to all your fellow officials and all the officials throughout the country. What I would like to talk to you about tonight is really just the basic fundamentals of officiating, general guidelines. I always try to keep officiating pretty simple. And I think if we can just keep it to the fundamentals, that will increase our way of refereeing the game to a higher level. For example, players are drilled from the very beginning with fundamentals, whatever sport it might be. Football, basketball, baseball, there's fundamentals. And as you have really great fundamentals, it really helps you to become a better player. I kind of relate that to officiating, because if you have the basics and understand the total picture, then you're going to become a better basketball referee. There's no doubt in my mind. So we go back to the fact of, why do we miss plays? There's only three real basic reasons why we miss plays: rule knowledge, positioning, and judgment. So if we know our rules as well as possible, and we are excellent with rules, I want you to think about this. When you're refereeing a basketball game, there isn't anything rule-wise that will surprise you in the game. Nothing. So you have that powerful asset in your toolbox. Now, I always considered myself a pretty good rules guy. I wasn't an excellent rules guy. I was good. I was good, but not to the level of some other guys. Al Batista is a great rules guy, and I've learned a lot from him. And when I was working, especially in the NBA, I really enjoyed working with Eli Rowe, because Eli Rowe knew the rules. So when we went out on the basketball court to referee that game that night, I always felt comfortable because there wasn't a rule that we were going to screw up, because Eli knew them. So when you know the rules, that is a powerful thing. So now let's go to positioning. If you understand your positioning, you understand your coverage in the lead, the center, and the trail positions. You understand the consequences of your whistles. And I always like to say that if you hustle to get in position, to get the angle on the play, to see the entire play from start, develop, and finish, then all you have to do is make a decision. Either you blow the whistle or you don't blow the whistle. And we will get into positioning, and I'll break it down from each of the positions for you, which will help you to understand it better. For the longest time, especially when I was a young official, I didn't think that you can increase your judgment. I always thought, and I came up on two men officiating, I always thought that you either had judgment or you didn't have judgment. It was that clear to me. But as the years went on, and the training that I've been through, I started realizing that you can really increase your judgment if you understand your product. It's like a salesman. You have a product, you know what it can do, you know what the competition's product can do. So you can compete now. If you know your coverage, fundamentally, you will increase your judgment because you're going to put yourself in a position on every possession to see the entire play if you do certain things. Now, if you want to deviate from that, then you're going to miss plays and you're going to be guessing at plays. So let's talk about the lead position. So right off the bat, going into the game, we got two powerful assets in our toolbox, right? We know the rules and we know our mechanics. So let's just talk about the lead position. Trail to lead, the new lead, he comes into the front court. Okay, when you come into the front court, what is your position? Your position is to mirror the ball when it comes into the front court. So you're going to be in line with the ball, but the key part to that is your starting position. Once that ball gets into the front court, you're in line with the ball, but you get outside of it. You get an outside in position, and your body posture would be, your chest would be pointing into the lane. Now, we want you outside. There's a reason for that. There are several reasons for it. If you just have an offensive player who drives it to the basket, if you stay mirrored to the ball, you're going to get stacked on the play. And we all know what that means. Therefore, you're going to be guessing on any kind of contact. However, if you get outside of it, then your peripheral vision is going to open up and you're going to be seeing the entire play. So let's take an offensive player who comes down the lane and pulls up inside the elbow on strong side, which is lead side. He pulls up for a jump shot. You're outside. You had a 45-degree angle. Peripheral vision's opened up. You can see very easily whether he gets hit on the elbow or not. If you're mirrored and stacked, you can never see that play. So you want to get outside. Now, here's the other important aspect of why you want to be outside. It puts you in the perfect position for the next play, which is going to be rebounding. If you're in that stack position, you're not going to be able to referee any rebounding plays. So you want to be outside, which puts you in great position to referee rebounding plays. And as we all know, the person who hurts you on rebounding is the outside guy, not the inside guy. The inside guy just jumps. It's the outside guy that pushes from the rear or holds you or comes up your back. So when you get on that outside in position, you are in a perfect position to see that play. Now, when we talk about outside, you might say to me, Joe, how far do you want me? Well, I would like for you to get, let's say, the basketball court is 94 by 50. The middle of the rim is 25 feet. So you get 11 to 12 feet from that rim. When you do that, and this is a proven fact, this is just not me saying this. They've done a lot of research on this. You are correct and plays in the lane like 97, 98% of the time. When you're not in that position, it drops to 60-something%. So you want to stay wide. Now, when the ball gets to the top of the key, which would be the middle of the court, And we describe the middle of the court as the free throw lane lines extended up to the midcourt line. That area is the center of the court. So now when the ball moves to the top of the key, we want to close down. Now, what does that mean? We want to be somewhere around 3 feet from the side of the backboard. That's a closed down position. Now, why is it important to be closed down? Because when the ball enters the weak side or center side, either with a pass or a dribble, we can make that rotation in a timely manner. So we get over there and get outside of the ball. Now, let's just go back to this closed down position. I want you to understand that the closed down position terminology only refers to the lead position. It doesn't reference any other position. It only is with the lead getting into a closed down position. So when you hear people say on shots, you want the trail and the center to close down, that's incorrect. And I don't even know what people are talking about when they're saying that. Because when you have a shot and you have rebounding responsibilities, you're going to get to areas where you can see rebounding plays, and we're going to talk about that. So I want you to always understand that the closed down position only refers to the lead in that position. That's it. Now, here's a key mistake that we make that I see a lot during the year. When the ball is at the top of the key and now returns to strong side, either with a pass or a dribble, we need to get that lead referee back outside of the ball. Do not stay in a closed down position. Because if you stay in that closed down position, you're going to get stacked on plays. And when you have plays to the basket, your focus is going to be on the secondary defender coming over for help defense. And these plays become very tough for the lead because now you have to deal with the restricted area. And so when you're refereeing that secondary defender coming across, you have to understand where his feet are in relationship to the restricted area, because we have rules governing the restricted area, which all of you know. So that's an important aspect of the lead. When you're in that lead position, there are certain things we would like for you to stay away from. Don't call plays across the lane. When you call plays across the lane, and once again, this was proven, you are going to be wrong. Those are center plays. Let him referee those plays. Do not rotate if you have a quick drive to the basket from the weak side. Don't rotate if you have a quick jump shot from the weak side. And if there is a low post presence and you go and the ball's at the top of the key and you're in the lead closed down position and that ball immediately goes to the low post player on weak side, do not rotate. Now, why do we say that? Because if that offensive player comes across the lane towards you and you start your rotation, you're going to be stacked on the play and you're not going to be able to referee that play. So stay in the closed down position. If the offensive player now passes the ball back out and it's on weak side, then you make your rotation in a quick, timely manner. And that's really important. Also in the lead, when you have plays curling away from you, let them go. These are all center plays.